1947, alien spacecraft crashed in this desert. Before you stands a man who covered it all up.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most well-known and talked about conspiracy theories that many believe could be true.
Physics determines how particles of blood and brain move. It's not somebody's opinion, it's a known fact.
Number 10. Avril Lavigne died. This isn't the first celebrity death conspiracy theory. We're looking at you, Paul McCartney, or whoever you really are, but this one has stayed prominent for years. The theory states that Avril Lavigne was replaced by a woman named Melissa Vandella, with the super reliable source being a blog written by a fan in 2011.
At one end, everyone's like, oh my God, you look the exact same. You haven't aged a day. But then other people are like, there's a conspiracy theory that I'm not me.
Allegedly, Lavigne fell on some hard personal times in the early 2000s, leading her to take her own life, after which she was replaced. Some of the clues include her song lyrics, which fans have interpreted as hinting at the situation, as well as a supposed change in her appearance over the years. Why did the internet have to go and make things so complicated?
Don't try to tell me what to do. Don't try to tell me what to say. You're better off that way.
Number 9. Aliens built the pyramids.
Is it possible, like Joe Parr believed, that the Great Pyramid could facilitate travel through interdimensional space?
Pseudoscience has spewed some of the most well-known conspiracy theories around today, and this one has gained serious traction. It goes without saying that the pyramids of Egypt are an impressive feat, especially considering that they were built long before modern technology. Because of this, some have concluded that extraterrestrials must have somehow been involved in their construction. Makes sense, right?
It was a challenge to the ancient Egyptians, and still remains a mystery to modern archaeologists.
To top it off, theorists posit that the pyramids align with the aliens' homes, as their location supposedly correlates with constellations like Orion's Belt. While the methods behind the construction of the pyramids remain somewhat of a mystery, we're not sure if this explanation is the one we're willing to buy.
Well, that really is one of the big mysteries of the pyramids themselves, is that they seem to be everywhere. And they seem to have similar design, they have similar geometry, they even have the same measurement systems often.
Number 8. Princess Diana's suspicious death.
A year before her death, Diana had confided in her solicitor, indicating that she feared for her life.
When Princess Di tragically passed away in August of 1997, the world was shocked and deeply saddened. In the years since, people have wondered if her death was truly an accident, giving rise to numerous conspiracy theories. Diana died in a car crash alongside Dodi Fayed, a Muslim man with whom she was in a romantic relationship, a union the monarchy was rumored to have disapproved of.
Are these really people you should be close to? People you should even know? The risk is...
one normalizes the abnormal and becomes accustomed to living in the madness.
Moreover, she had previously expressed fears of being silenced by the royal family, and some even suspect that the driver being intoxicated was not coincidental, but part of a larger scheme. Whatever the truth is, we can't help but wonder what her life would have looked like today.
My understanding is the one traffic camera that could have seen the Mercedes and indeed the white Fiat Uno as they approached the Alma Tunnel was not working.
Number 7. 9/11 was an inside job.
As Bush sat in that Florida classroom, was he wondering if maybe he should have shown up to work more often?
The September 11th attacks brought the United States to a standstill, and the footage from that tragic day still sends shivers down our spines. However, it is believed by some that American leaders may have had prior knowledge of the attacks, with some theories even suggesting that the U.S. government could have orchestrated them. Why would they do this, you might ask? Well, the most popular theory is that it was a strategy to rally public support for the U.S. invasion of Afghanistan in a bid to access their oil reserves and build gas pipelines.
There are two conspiracy theories involving 9/11 attacks. The first one is Lee Hop, meaning President Bush let it happen on purpose. The other one is Mihaf made it happen on purpose.
It's been a few decades since, and the entire truth remains elusive, but that hasn't stopped the theories from spiraling.
I have a tape of a BBC reporter broadcasting directly back to England talking about a third building has collapsed, World Trade Center Building 7, talks for 7 minutes. All the while she's talking, World Trade Center Building 7 is still standing right behind her.
Number 6, cures for illnesses are being hidden.
No good idea goes forward without a pharmaceutical company partner. And yet, the current pricing is absolutely indefensible.
Also known as the Big Pharma conspiracies, these theories suggest that major companies that specialize in treating illness are withholding cures that have already been discovered. This is supposedly being done in order to profit from long-term treatments instead of offering a one-and-done solution. The most infamous claim among these is that a cure for cancer exists but is being kept hidden from the public.
That even if everyone was as good a secret keeper as the National Security Agency in America, you would at best get maybe 2 or 3 years before the whole thing was out of the bag.
While this theory has been circulating for years, mistrust in pharmaceutical companies reached new heights during the COVID-19 pandemic, especially as vaccines were being developed and distributed. Keeping such monumental cures a secret would be extraordinarily difficult, so if this is true, it's surprising no one has put forward concrete evidence of it yet.
They're all very different because they're all mutations of different types of cells. So the idea of a single magic bullet for cancer is a bit misguided.
Number 5, climate change is a hoax.
The world's top climate change denier may be U.S. President Donald Trump, but around the globe, populists, including the new president of Brazil, are attacking what they call the myth of global warming and forcing environmentalists to defend accepted scientific wisdom.
Many people love to disagree with science, and this may be the biggest example of that. Climate change deniers reject the reality of global warming because they tend to distrust the scientists researching it, the government issuing warnings about it, or the advocates trying to push for change. Acknowledging that climate change is real would require finding alternative resources or completely transforming the way certain industries work, which many are reluctant to do.
Making mistakes in generations and centuries past would have consequences that we could overcome. We don't have that luxury anymore.
As a result, some push theories denying the phenomenon, arguing that human activity has little to no effect on it. The prospect of global warming is certainly alarming, and scientists warn of catastrophic consequences if no action is taken. For some, denying the problem seems like the more convenient route.
In one session, we witnessed attendees trying to discredit the work of the International Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC.
They know they're lying.
They're assuming what they're supposed to be proving.
Where were the climate attribution studies for the 17-year hurricane drought?
Number 4, the New World Order.
Some people have suggested what that message is, that the New World Order has plans to depopulate the planet by using violence, and that you guys are part of some big conspiracy.
A common theme in conspiracy theories is that those who buy into them have a deep mistrust of the systems at play in our society. And the New World Order theory exemplifies this mindset. It proposes that those in power are working towards establishing a global totalitarian government. This concept ties into the infamous Illuminati conspiracy theory, which claims that a secret group is already controlling the world.
It might come to violence. I pray not, but we're not going to be slaves. I'm not going to see my 9 grandchildren be slaves.
Globalization may be on the rise, but that doesn't mean that this theory has any irrefutable evidence to support it at this point. Only time will tell if the predictions of the conspiracy theorists hold any truth.
And it is exactly about, this new totalitarian world government that is going to be run by very shady elites that's, either emerging or will emerge or is in fact already here. We're just not too privy to it.
Number 3, the Roswell incident.
Tomorrow at 9 a.m. I will show the world proof of what really happened in Roswell, New Mexico.
Alien conspiracy theories have existed for as long as conspiracy theories themselves, and the alleged secrets surrounding the Roswell incident are perhaps the most well-known. In 1947, the U.S. Army recovered an object that many later claimed was a UFO, even though officially it was reported as debris from a conventional weather balloon.
During that time, the wreckage was flown out of Roswell and taken to Texas, where Harding held a press conference. The saucer, he said, was Nothing more than a weather balloon.
This discovery sparked speculation that the government had found a connection to aliens and was covering it up. Similar theories surround Area 51, a military base used for testing aircrafts and weapons. Some believe it also serves as a storage site for UFOs, linking it to the Roswell incident. Are there extraterrestrials among us? Only time will tell.
This is a photo of a UFO that reportedly crashed in Roswell, New Mexico in 1947. Now, I know you don't believe that story, but just hear me out.
Number 2, JFK's assassination.
Boss, the president's been shot in Dallas 5 minutes ago.
Oh, no.
While some conspiracies involve only one major theory, this one has given rise to several. After President John F. Kennedy was killed, lots of ideas floated around as to what really happened. Although Lee Harvey Oswald was arrested for the crime and killed shortly after, many question whether he was put up to it and if he acted alone.
The hunt began for a killer. Some witnesses pointed toward a rise in Dealey Plaza next to the motorcade route, the grassy knoll, and rushed there, along with police from the motorcade.
Some theories suggest the involvement of a second gunman, Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson, or the Mafia, possibly retaliating against Kennedy's increased regulations. The most popular theory, though, is that the CIA orchestrated the president's assassination. This is a debate that has gone on for decades and is sure to leave people scratching their heads for years to come.
A second type of bullet, a hunting round, would mean a second assassin. Remember, several witnesses reported the shot that killed the president sounded different than the others.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into Settings and switch on your notifications. Number 1. The fake moon landing.
Oxygen is 81%. I have no flags and I'm in minimum flow.
One small step for man, one giant leap for the conspiracy theorists of the world. During the Cold War, Russia and the US competed fiercely in a space race, leading some to believe that the moon landing was faked in order to outpace the Russians. One theory claims that filmmaker Stanley Kubrick directed the whole thing and made apparent errors, such as inconsistent lighting and waving flags, which are improbable in the vacuum of space.
In fact, I contend that 2001: A Space Odyssey, in part, was a research and development project for the Apollo footage that was shot. I'm not saying we didn't go to the moon. I'm just saying that what we saw was faked and that it was faked by Stanley Kubrick.
While scientists have debunked the major claims with logical explanations, up to 20% of Americans remain skeptical. If you're looking to spark an interesting conversation at your next family dinner, this topic is sure to ruffle some feathers.
I think NASA feels that it's almost beneath their dignity. It gives more credibility to the stories to respond to them. It left the people out there who wondered about these things saying, aha, they can't answer these questions.
Which of these theories left you questioning everything? Let us know in the comments. Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.